Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gears Pro League Split 2, Day 6. I'm Blaze, and this is the magnificent Jacob PR. And so far, we got 2 series in the books. And man, those 2 series delivered, kept us all on the edge of our seats and super exciting. And our third of the day is not going to disappoint at all. It's Vanquish versus eUnited. Both these teams won their series yesterday. VQ did play against Rebel and eUnited played against Hive. So both coming out on top victorious, but today they have to play each other. And Jacob, what eUnited's been playing lately, they're looking like themselves, right?
Yep, they're looking like they're back to their dominant form, which is pretty scary to a lot of these teams. They're, I do believe, 4-1 right now, so they're not perfect already, but I will say when it comes to watching them play, you can kind of see the change from last split to this one. They're a little bit more tightened up. They're not letting that player kind of get staggered out of position. They're not going and doing too much in a lot of these games like they were once before. So it's looking like, you know, the Gears we're seeing, the competition is definitely tightened up, specifically this eUnited squad in front of us.
Yeah, it definitely has. You know, shout out to whatever they're doing in the eUnited camp, because lately it has been working. But let's check out our preview of this series between 2 of the best players this league has to offer. And before even looking at these stats, I don't even know which way I want to lean, because, you know, looking at the numbers, you know, in KDA, 18 and 16, plus minus 12th, 9th, overall percentage of team kills, 6th, 7th, average assists, 25th, 39th. Then when it comes down to true engagement percentage, 18th and 16th. Acells and Powerz are the biggest playmakers of their squads, the anchors of this team. When things go wrong, you expect both of these players to step up and make a play.
I agree with you 100%, especially when it comes to those slaying categories, getting out of situations that you shouldn't get out of, those 1v2s, those 1v3s, the prolonged rounds, to get big eliminations. These guys really do it all, and they're really going to be put to the test here in this one. If you look at their stats, they're basically chasing after one another because of the role that they play for their team, like you said. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do as a full cohesive unit. We're talking about these players as individuals, but they have to be firing on all cylinders. Opportunities that their teammates create for them, that they execute to perfection.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I will say that I think they kind of slightly play separate roles, because I will compare Precision and Powerz together, and then I will take probably Acells and maybe Praized together, right? And kind of take those 2 in comparison. But hell, you know what? We got 3 maps possibly to compare all of these players to. And let's check out what our map cycle is going to be when it comes down to this series. It's Training Grounds being picked by Vanquish. eUnited picking Foundation is map number 2, and VQ deciding not to play eUnited on on Vascar, and taking Harbor in map number 3. How do these pick and bans stack up to you, Jacob?
I mean, I feel like they help eUnited quite a bit, especially, you know, the Foundation pick that it's kind of like their auto pick now. Obviously, you see Exhibit still getting banned out for some of these teams, so I don't think they're slouches on that team, even though we did see some regression on it from them. But overall, I like the pick and bans coming through for overall teamwork aspect. There's not going to be a lot of big opportunities for one player to come up in a normal situation. It's going to come down to those clutch situations if a big play is going to be made by one particular person. You know, there's a good side and a bad side on Training Grounds. I think these teams are going to play into that. And I think there's going to be a lot of pressure onto Bronny. He was kind of showed up his debut yesterday with a victory, and now you go up against the #1 team in the game right now. Can you be undefeated on the week when you're tossed in?
Well, the beauty about this one is that map number 2 and 3 are the same from the last series. So we'll get a chance to see that combination of Foundation and Harbor if we go towards the late game, but we got to get through Training Grounds first. Now it's time to talk about predictions. So as I said, as we entered this series, I think eUnited has been looking like themselves. Okay, they have been out here slaying, dominated. They seem cool, calm, and collected. And then VQ, man, losing in an important IGO recently. And I'm asking myself, can Hndles and Acells step up in that role for the squad? I'm not convinced just yet. So because of that, I got to go with eUnited for this series. I think that they are back. I think they're going to come out here and play their asses off, but it's not going to be an easy victory against VQ because they may lost something in rotations in as an IGL, but they gained it in slaying. So let's see what that does.
I'm over here. I'm looking at my notes right now. I'm like, did you copy my notes with those reasonings on your predictions? You talk about how well eUnited has been playing lately. They tightened up a lot of their mistakes. They're not making them while still capitalizing on another teams. VQ, they did lose a big IGL, like you said. I don't think it's hurting them as a lot of some of these other teams, which is why I don't think it's going to be as much of a chalk match as some might think. I do think there's going to be some instances of a resistance coming out from Vanquish, but overall, eUnited, man, I've been buying into their stock more and more, and it's definitely been making my predictions some money. So I got to go ahead and continue with the eUnited trade, thinking they're going to take this series.
Okay, nice. Now, chat. What's going to happen? Are we all going to be in agreement for every single series of the day?
My perfect day on the line. My perfect day on the line. Don't bet against me. Let's go.
eUnited. So far, we have all been perfect. And eUnited, if it's any indication of how we predicted before, you fans, you United fans, y'all should be happy about that one. But hey, y'all voted. We'll see. The series hasn't started yet, but we're about to hop right into it. And we're going to be breaking down how is VQ gonna be able to set the pace here on training grounds. We saw Noble play this early against Team Queso. That was our map number 1 in our first series. And you can kick this one off on some 2-2s, play for the B hill off the start, play for the aggression here at Overlook and at the U. But what do they want to do? And eUnited, they're going to keep that base strategy as well as Vanquish Precision at the tip of the fight, having to go up against Xplosive, Kenny, and Powerz. Now, of course, he does have some help behind him. First blood going by way of Acells against Powerz. Our head-to-head matchup already starting off spicy.
And I like that too, because you talk about a good side and a bad side. Vanquish normally with the Swarm squad, you go up top, you take that advantage on your right hand, but they attacked eUnited on their bad side and they made them pay for it. They did get that capture on the neutral, but it was only for a little while. Praized kind of going outside of the hill, probably could have bought his team fractions of a couple of seconds. Explosive is going to be able to get in the hill. He does need a decap to come through. He's going to solidify that with Kenny, but Acells, he's not backing down. He's not scared, and maybe he should have been, because Kenny, he takes him out. But eUnited, they got some more coming back to do. Hopefully they can strike sooner rather than later and use that man advantage in their favor.
All right, now Overlook control in favor of VQ, but eUnited has one of the better anchors in the game. I don't even he can anchor any part of the map. That's Powerz, but he's crossing from heaven, gave his team a little bit of damage on that one. But you see the double down top B. Acells and Powerz, once again, the head-to-head matchup, crossing each other out. Acells does get the revive, and he's going to put some pressure on Powerz, knowing that he has to play up and can't let this guy sit here. Groups up with Bronny. Powerz wins this engagement in our head-to-head matchup for the series, but you got the rookie coming at him in the end. Bronny gets the down. The kill should get cleaned up here for VQ, but as I say that, the revive there from Praized. B heal transfers over towards eUnited. And they're going to have the 2-to-1 heal setup. So at this point, VQ has to figure out a way to press up and play them.
Got that elimination on Kenny, going for a rotation. eUnited, they're not able to get that capture on the hill either. Powerz kind of backtracked out, thinking an overextension was going to come through for Vanquish, which kind of put that player in Praized by himself. Now Powerz getting crossed down over the top. Revive coming through, and Xplosive is able to start this push, gaining some positioning, which is going to make his teammates to come back a little bit easier. But it's actually, no, it looks like they're going to try to attack this neutral. One elimination coming through. That's Powerz, who is going to fall. Kenny gets the help he needs, but Praized goes down. Kenny falls as well. Acells gets a big double kill for Vanquish, and they're keeping control of this one. They have the win condition. They have the triple cap domination sounding off. They left Xplosive on an island by himself. No options given as Vanquish. The two heavyweight teams, they are going to answer first.
Oh, man. VQ, boy. Coming out on top in that round number 1. That's 6 kills for the man Acells in round 1. And phew, talk about a highlight reel there. He did fantastic on that one. But let's see what's going to happen here in round number 2. And we might see some standard placements.
Yep. I think, Boltox across the top, DB Depot, Monument. You got to upgrade to retros, then some shot grenades. Unless, obviously, you're losing in a way to where you want that big weapon to kind of change the fight up. change the strategy up. But until then, I agree with you. Standard weapon placements across the board. And honestly, some teams might not even pick up this Bolt Talk off the initial, but this is where you're going to see the difference. Kenny's going to go for the Bolt Talk while nobody on Vanquish is. And you see the whole strategy difference coming out from eUnited. They're attacking the bottom portion of the map. And before they even get the hill, they're making sure position first, which is so important when you go for a strategy like this.
Yeah, position is everything. And eUnited got the positioning which they want on their opponent's side of the map. Now they get to take this battle with a right-hand advantage as their opponent's trying to push through spine. Xplosive, oh, he has a nade in his hand, but he's not going to be on the high side to get across for Praized. And Praized may not even need that cross. He's going to choose to back up and disengage because the B hill is already captured. On the flip end, Bronny turns up, picks up a kill on Powerz. Kenny falls on opposite end of the map. Hndles being decapped. If this fight is lost by eUnited, they may lose the round, but Praized trying to do something about that. Will it be enough? It depends. How well is Precision playing today? Is he trying to take a 1v2? We're about to find out soon as both these players are weak in front of him. Checks the left and the right, but no trip cap domination coming through for VQ. eUnited gonna have to retake Overlook U, and we'll see what they want to play for after.
I wish they knew down low. This positioning over towards the neutral. They could have attacked. They could have gotten the hill, but they just didn't know it was there. They did get that elimination. Finally, they're going to go for it, but that player's up, and that's going to be Hndles. He's playing the center of the map, so he has options where he wants to rotate, where he wants to play, but he needs to be careful. That's Xplosive. El Capitan himself looking at it from across the map. They're going to be trading some flashes as well. Nobody wants to give up any inches. Meanwhile, Acells hopping over, trying to get into that hill. He gets the kill onto Praized, so that decap is going to come through in way of Vanquish, so they're going to be able to hold on to their lead.
Nice shot by Kenny. He has a cross, so he's going to have a little bit more confidence in his fight, but Precision, playing from a defensive position, puts out some great shots, and Hndles wastes no time trying to angle out Kenny. He doesn't have his Lancer anymore from the other side of the map as well, so he's going to fall. Player 4 is going to be left behind to defend the home hill. As you see, VQ trying to back up towards their side of the map, regain control of their home after winning the fight top Overlook. But Xplosive doing his best to stay alive as long as possible. eUnited has the B hill in their favor, but they don't have the Overlook and U control. So because of that, eUnited is going to set up in a B position down low, get God spot, but they don't have all members alive just yet.
Say Kenny needed to keep Praized alive there, and he was looking around a little bit too much. You almost got to know that is going to be a attacking point for Vanquish. So once again, getting the decap in the nick of time to keep the lead in their favor. But quick plays coming through from eUnited, multiple downs being traded off, but the eliminations are going in way of Vanquish. Kenny's able to get one, bouncing around, goes for a second one, unable to capitalize on that, as Vanquish are not only going to be able to solidify the round, but go up 2-0 on eUnited in map number 1.
Man, nice round there from VQ. You know, looking back at it, it has to be the Overlook control that they had. They won several battles over there that they engaged with. I want to say they won 2 team fights at Overlook that round, and they kept pressing eUnited towards their side of the map, because if they know anything when it comes down to eUnited, you can't never give these guys an inch. Okay, ever give these guys an inch, because if you end up turtling on one hill specifically, that's almost what they're asking for. Now, VQ, they do have some strong defensive setups, but man, against eUnited, they somehow always find a way. And I'm pretty sure every team in the league knows exactly what I'm talking about. Retro Lancers on the map. Let's take a look and see if we see the same initials off the break. Player 8 looks over. He says, yeah, they're coming. Get ready. It's going to be a headbutt fight at the tip of you. On board with Powerz and Precision. Precision gets his flash off second. It connects. Powerz goes down, but the quick revive and adjustment from Xplosive, but the fling from Hndles proved to be too much.
Right place at the right time. Powerz goes in while stunned. Pays for it in the end, even though a quick revive did come out. Thought it was going to work out, but that flank, triple cap domination now as Hndles makes another great rotation. The capture is going to come through. They need to at least get in the hill, and nobody gets in just in the nick of time because of that up A. The moment, the fraction of frames that you spent outside of the hill, even though you got the elimination, and in the animation, you continue the up A to get in the hill, it's just not enough. So great body block, even though that player died.
Yeah, great body block indeed, because it really came down to a half a second there, maybe even less than that, for eUnited to keep that round extended. Even though Hndles hit that retro lance in the back, he was stunned up. You know, he kind of knew there wasn't much he can do, and he probably wiped the sweat off his forehead when that round was over. VQ with a 3-0 lead, shot grenades on the map. But this is also the prime opportunity for eUnited to get creative with that shot. Now they have a few extra tools in their arsenal to use off this initial, and we can kind of see the home hill setup. But will Bronny see it first? He does, and he makes a quick 180 back to spawn. Powerz never stopped running, but Bronny, he stays alive, and this is still first half, so he doesn't have to worry about a home hill being decapped. His teammates can make the ultimate play on the other end.
It's just a matter of how long is it going to take Vanquish to gear up, to make the play. You already see the rotations coming through. It does look like an attack on towards the B hill, but they're rotating back, maybe trying to catch them off guard, because you see they're making their way over towards Overlook yet again, but they want to get into God's spot, try to take the players down, but 2 quick downs from Kenny over the top side of the map. I imagine he had some help from Heaven, from Powerz, solidify the elimination. Death's being staggered to allow his team to get an advantage on the other side of the map. That is going to be a 3v2. Kenny continuing to head down to get that triple cap domination started.
What can VQ do to stop it? Not much Bronny can do. The A hill was decapped for a second, but she see the shock there. Double down, eUnited with a perfect setup. The other 2 players is gonna come join the squad, give them some love taps on the ground. eUnited finally on the board. And we'll see how they want to adjust going into the next round. But I love their initial for the final round of the first half, and playing around their shot grenade, playing around their aggression at the B hill, and getting our early lead, knowing that they can hold it. You know, it's getting a 50-point lead and just playing defense. eUnited is very good at that. So we'll see what adjustments are made here going into the second half. As you guys can see at home, our hills are now flipped.
Yep, you see it. Like Blaze said, Boltox pistols down low. So usually when you see a lot of teams kind of run past those, I'm not sure how quick they're going to pick them up, but the option is definitely there because of where you start out, where you run out of spawn. We can already see 4 players from the top side from eUnited. That's going to be Praized playing towards the flank side with Bronny in his opposition. Mind games Praized can play right now, at least the opportunity. A well-placed flash towards the backside, gonna leave position by himself, immediately taking advantage. Multiple other players going down. Bronny, Hndles, everybody just getting annihilated right now, but there it goes. Acells getting one.
That was the save. That was kind of like the save the round from the trip cap domination was picking up that kill. I mean, Hndles can fight this as a 2v2. Having a lot of faith in their teammates, but Praized bounces outside the hill to win the fight. He hits the second guy, and now wanting to rotate back around. He's going to play for the 1v1 because he says, if I lose, I just spawn back up at my home hill. The squad got the advantage. So what are you going to do? He waits for help. A veteran play, but even a more better move from Precision to win the fight, rotating around, staying alive on the side of VQ. And none of these players want to take a 1v1 battle in this engagement, taking high percentage engagements. And you see VQ, they survived that domination, and they should have no issues decapping E and getting set up. But as I say that, Kenny, quick rotation. The kill was not saved. Hillman Xplosive, they have the advantage here. A little leg up. Xplosive stays alive. Help comes. Focus is back you, but 3 members of VQ are on this side of map, as well as everyone else. It's a battle, a brawl for the E hill, and VQ picks up a big play. The revive isn't there. Hop over, chunk. eUnited with 2 members left, and they will win the fight. E's locked in the home hill, but player 7 on a rotation. He says, you know what? I'm just going to take this D hill. My team's going to come off a respawn. We're going to hang out here, but you got to cap it. You need the win condition, and it ain't over yet.
Yeah, that was a big elimination for VQ in that fight, but Praized really coming up clutch, getting, I do believe, 3 kills into that one. They're able to hold on to that neutral, set up defensively, and backtrack for free because they had the man advantage to get their home hill back. Now, if you look at the score, it is so far out of reach right now. Vanquish is looking desperate. Bronny gets taken down. Hndles puts himself into team fire to get taken down as well. So 2 players are falling. And you look, eUnited realize they have the man advantage, and they're picking them off one at a time.
And Xplosive, since he knows who's alive, he will always take as much map as his opponent is going to give him. Even if he just watches his opponent spawn as he did, he'll rotate when he needs to and give up just enough. But he's always playing to trap his opponent in their spawn however he can. And we kind of see that how eUnited played around this one. But they will be able to lock in this round. Just one away from tying this all up.
These are big rounds for both of these teams. On the side of Vanquish, you can't get deflated. You can't get frustrated. You need to start every round fresh with those little adjustments that you're learning. You're adapting on the fly. On the side of eUnited, you need to continue this pressure that you're putting on the initial. These last couple of rounds, they're extending over towards the bottom half of the map. In this last round, they won the initial fight up top, and they're being aggressive from the start. They're putting the pressure on and not letting Vanquish get any time to think about how you're going to return fire.
Oh, VQ, they're going to have to think fast. They came off to a hot lead, but with the M bar on the map, we know how they can start streaking if they get that in Acells' hands. But we'll see if they can get it because Powerz off the tip of the fight has been playing well, but Precision trapped in a corner. Powerz get caught out with the shot. Precision and Acells get out and they live. Perfect timing. Perfect breakout from the corner. They get the power weapon, but Praized on the flank is gonna hold his life. Gonna keep it for just a second.
The longer he stays alive over here, the deeper he goes. It doesn't matter if he gets the kill or not. He's buying some teams some time. There's a guy on respawn and 2 people worried about getting this elimination. So eUnited, because of Praized right there, were able to at least survive what could have been a triple cap domination. Now they're going to get the cap, trying to put as many soldiers in position as possible. But hopefully they don't put themselves in a position where they get in 1v2 to Xplosive, smelling blood in the water like a shark. He immediately attacked, taking out Hndles. Powerz goes down. Bronny goes down, but can they clean up the elimination? Yes, they can. It's El Capitan again. So once more, eUnited have 2 hills under their control. They have, oh my God, Acells. This is something we talked about. It's him. When a play needs to be made for Vanquish, Acells steps up and knocks it out of the park.
E-cap coming through. eUnited, they spread out on their opponent's side of the map. They're hoping that their teammates can lock in his E-hill. It's Powerz and Praized, but Acells with the M-bar connects on Powerz. Praized, he's gonna play his life up top. Man from the Bronx, yo. Fighting for his life right now, top overlook against Acells, who's been slaying out, but my man been fighting for his life all his life. He gonna always make it out as he gets the revive, connects with the brick, saves Xplosive. The melee's there, but can Kenny and Powerz save the engagement? The wrap shot comes through, but no one's left standing. Kills will get traded as player 9 overextends, player 1 decaps. We're waiting for the respawns now, folks.
Yeah, Bronny needs to know in this situation, you're not getting a cap. You're playing to waste as much time as possible, even possibly stay alive. Yep, exactly. And this is where you back out, or at least pretend to back out and try to overextend here. You're taking a lot of damage getting out, but the problem is, or at least the thing is, he did get out alive. We've seen him in this situation before. Luckily for him, he does have the reinforcements necessary. eUnited is going to be pushed back, so even though they have an attempt, they have a last-ditch effort, it's going to be hard, especially with a big elimination coming out from Precision.
Bronny never got that decapped on the other end. This could be VQ in a difficult position, but he had perfect awareness to overextend the map with Powerz on the flank. His teammates are winning battles and engagements. F-Hill is getting capped up, but unless Precision, Acells, and Hndles drop, VQ going to map point. And that's a tall task.
Gotta give it to Vanquish. They might have faltered in a few rounds, but like I said, the biggest thing is keeping your head straight on your shoulders, holding on to your composure, and really playing the game all out. You can't let 2 rounds really affect your mentality as the match is still in progress. So 1 round away from taking the first map against the first place team in eUnited. That's going to be a big victory coming into map number 2, especially since you know this is your map pick. This is a must-win map for you if you're Vanquish.
And you know what it's going to do as well? Gonna be a lot of confidence on VQ's side, but even more importantly, Bronny. I don't think Bronny ever beat these 4 players in anything that comes down to the esports. So he walk away with this victory today. You have to assume that his gameplay is going to go to another level. Sometimes players just needs to be in a right environment and get the right wins to take their game to the next level. But hell, we got a long way till we decide a victor in this series. Beautiful flank from Hndles. And so far, the shock grenade placement of Vanquish has been a winning factor for him on this side of the map as they are crowded in the corner. They can't do much there. Powerz held his position. Him and Kenny played it perfectly. Textbook they might have wrote the textbook, but Praized on the decap comes down to the home hill. Hndles, can you stop him? Taking shots from the side. Takes a brick from the brick layer. eUnited 1 round away from tying it up.
Yep, those are great moves from eUnited. From the moment they spawned to the very end, they got the early eliminations. They didn't waste any time. Yeah, Powerz kind of sat there. He captured the hill. He had to, but every single other person, was just holding forward on their controller, not wasting any time, realizing we have the advantage. We continue to stagger the deaths. Even though we might not necessarily go for the hill itself, getting the deaths and the positioning is so important. eUnited knows their win conditions, whether they're going for a triple cap domination, another round of slaying, an aggressive setup, or simply falling back to play defense.
And they're always listening to those Astray 40s for the best call-outs the IGL wants to make an explosive. And it's a big reason to their success. But let's see if they can listen in this round if they have to. They always got to listen. What am I talking about? You always listen when Explosive talks. But Powerz around the overlook, flash over the top. Acells knows that he has to dodge it, and he does. But you see this player checking up is Bronny, trying to stay in the cut, protecting his team from the overlook. They get through him and Hndles the flank from Praized. They call him out. Bronny has a difficult decision to make. He's going to try to catch the player off with the Lancer. Beautiful connection with the M-bar. Now VQ has evened the fight. They've actually done one better and got the man advantage in a fight. Quick capture now comes down to trapping these players up top. Acells with a shotty in hand switches to something more range as he's trying to put out this damage and get these final few members as they clean them up. Now, the next goal for VQ, locking the E hill in the D hill and hold the 2-to-1 hill setup. eUnited's playing fast off the respawn, but they need to wait for them all to spawn together.
I'm thinking in my head, Kenny, what are you doing here in that situation? And he figures out a way not only to get one onto Bronny, but I think he got that second one onto Acells as well. Precision and the rest of VQ needed to play as a unit, and he gets a third kill. What looked like a dominated Vanquish initial. They come off a respawn on the side of eUnited, and they immediately answer back. This is a double initial, a triple initial, whatever you want to call it. This first fight has not ended.
I don't know what Kenny saw, but I tell you one thing, he's seen a lot of things in Gears, and he knew that he could win that fight, and he knew that he had it to engage, but it doesn't go their way this time around, and the tie was never broken. After their triple, quadruple initial, whichever you want to call it, chat, VQ finally breaks the tie. By this time, it's going to be another power weapon up, okay?
Another shot at that, but you see, Praized in his positioning needs to be careful. You have to call out the information that you have 2 players over here, because then something should flip should switch in your teammate's head, realizing you guys have to go. You have a 3v2. You need to take advantage while the iron is hot. But you see a player going down in Praized, and they're just going to trade hills here. That's not good for eUnited. Yeah, you got their one hill in the neutral hill, but you need to figure out a way to get your home hill back. And right now, you have Powerz over there, but you need to wait for Praized to respawn up. They're going to get the decap on that home hill, but Kenny needs to know you don't stay, you don't get the cap, you stay alive.
Player 7 has an important role watching Precision's flank as he's squared up in the 1v1. He's going to do just that, but Powerz wins his engagement. Acells can't get there in time, and Powerz wins this head-to-head matchup between him and Acells. Hell, I think the tally may be even at this point in the game. Maybe 3-3, 4-4, but they are putting on a show. eUnited, the only team currently getting points, trying to send us to a round number 9, and Powerz with the M-bar. He's feeling himself, and he feels like he can take control of this round. eUnited playing off that aggression, playing off his pinpoint accuracy as E-Hill's locked in the home hill. We're at the late game, folks. You might as well chalk it up because I don't see VQ finding a perfect play in these final 15 seconds.
United taking advantage of those scenarios perfectly. Every man advantage that they have, they're trying to make a move, whether it's on one side of the map, a little bit of a teeter-totter. They don't make a move on one side of the map without being ready on the other. And honestly, like I said, Kenny, you need to overextend. You get the decap. I didn't think he was going to stay for the capture. That was definitely a little risky, but the stoppage of points, even that gainage of points coming out for United was massive. It split Vanquish up. It's made it to where they had to have individual thinking and fire on all cylinders at the same time, which they weren't able to do. United tied up in map number 1. We get a round number 9.
Block the shock. Block the shock. They started winning once they dropped the shock. Block the shock. You're going to go for the upgrade. I don't blame them for going for the upgrade. Get the incendiary if you can, but they're kind of indecisive about what they want to go to.
Say, they're not even sure.
They wasn't even sure. But if you block the shot, you know, you still can get the M bar, you know? And you can also still play and overextend on your opponent's side of the map and play for their incendiary grenade, because you know that they might not pick it up off the start. But ever since round 4, when those shot grenades hit the map, eUnited, I said, it opens up their playbook a bit more. And they've been putting it to good use. Even though a few of these rounds they had to fight for, I still think VQ shots have been a little bit better. But hey, the numbers are the numbers. They dodged that one. Precision gets into the fight, but the shot grenade displaced them all. You would have thought it was a Sova on the map. But in the end, eUnited, they clean up the kills, they stay alive, and the home heals trade off to VQ. So they do have a base of operations to make some plays from and the lead.
And 2 different strategies coming out from these teams. eUnited kind of did their 3 over with Praized watching the flank. Bronny went and grabbed instance. That was the first giveaway. And when Praized saw him kind of not go down the steps, and you added the fact that he didn't see him in the middle, that's when he knew this is a 4v3. We definitely can take advantage of this. And they did. They were able to get the neutral. Bronny was able to get the hill. So they went for positioning. They went for the weapon first. Now they have to retake their own home hill back. Bronny gets the trade. Triple cap domination, though, as everybody is dead. And eUnited figure out a way to come back and take round number 1 and map number 1 5-4.
Wow, what a fantastic performance from eUnited, staying in this series, not giving it up. Even though you got MVP, you still got gypped in the end. Sorry, Acells, but I can't even give you credit for that one. You just played your ass off, but in the end, it was not enough. eUnited comes out victorious. Now we head on over towards Foundation. But PR, before we head there, let's talk a little bit about training grounds and what did eUnited do so well there in that back half of the map that they didn't do in those first 3 rounds. Because I felt like as soon as those shocks went down, man, they got so much control over there. Yeah. And they just were able to just play off that defense.
They played kind of like a living organism, especially in the last round. Like I said, 3 over, 1 down low. Praized was watching the flank. Praized was kind of ready to backtrack if Bronny was there. But like I said, the biggest giveaway was Bronny picking up those instants. And you can kind of see it in the mini map. Praized didn't flank. He didn't give up the positioning just yet. He waited. Like I said, he watched the stairs over the top and he watched the middle of the map. Bronny wasn't there for either one of those positionings. So it leads you to believe he's going through that very, very back alleyway to get the decap. On the other side of things, though, Hndles and the rest of VQ, they didn't play into their own strategy. They stayed aggressive on towards the neutral hill, and they got eliminated for it. They fought into a 4v3, and it paid, or it didn't pay off in the end. They should have played, allowed Bronny to get the hills, play into those 2 hills under your control. You still have the instance and go from there, but unfortunately, different pages, different books, eUnited take advantage.
Yes, they do. Man, eUnited, they always find some way, somehow, to dig deep in. I loved how you called them a living organism. And what he speaks of when he says living organism, because they are human, okay? They're living. But, you know, that teamwork, the rotation, the adjustments, okay? It was adjusting and surviving round after round, and they did just that. But we're heading to Foundation. It's eUnited's map pick. And, you know, when it comes down to it, you talked about it, eUnited, they've pretty much been auto-picking this map for a while since it's got introduced. Why do you think that is?
I think it's just a little bit of Xplosive and Kenny duo when it comes to the IGL, bouncing ideas off each other, especially where they play in the first half. Kenny playing up top in the 1v1, Xplosive kind of playing in the middle, dictating that fight. And you really look about how the moves that we're making. We were talking about it with Rebel. You kind of see it with eUnited. They're not afraid to make those first moves, and even Powerz. So Xplosive is kind of that all-seeing eye in the middle, calling the strat, pulling the strings. Whether he lets Powerz escape the middle, they attack her on that side. He takes the middle control, allowing Kenny to overextend in that 1v1 scenario. So there's a lot of different things that eUnited is doing, but the point is they're very, very proactive. Even when they're taking their time, being defensive, it's because they're setting up a play, trying to funnel a play into a certain position that they want, and then they're going to attack from there. They don't let time pass without moves being made.
I agree with that. And when it comes down to time, understanding eUnited is one of the fastest teams when it comes down to rotations and setup. And so if they have a map that they've put the most time into, they're just going to get quicker, faster, more dominant. They've been dominating that map since Gears 4. And with it being 4v4, they know every rotation, every power position, every secret man position that they need to be in, and always understand a perfect play. So I'm not surprised that Foundation, they're picking it a lot more often than they probably have in the past. But they coming off a hot victory in map number 1. Can they carry momentum over? Well, we'll find out soon, because if I know anything about VQ, you can never count these guys out.
Definitely can't. How they started off that map, it wasn't an easy start to that game for United. Just as the map went on, plays being made, it was like we talked about a chess match. You lose a big piece, it kind of crumbles from there. But on this initial, it does look like it's going to go in way of VQ. Big eliminations towards the Pistons, towards the B. They're going to get that first hill, but I talked about Kenny and Xplosive working together to overextend. They choose to go for home hill to home hill. So even though they got the neutral on the side of Vanquish, it's not going to come for free. Finally, they put a stop to the plays being made. 3 eliminations going in way of Vanquish. They already have 2 hills under their control, and look at them press forward for more.
And they should be able to get this home hill without any issues to start the trip cap domination. But player 9 and 2 got a 1v1. This is going to be a 3v3 fight on top of the home hill. Beautiful flash. Going to work out for them. EQ strikes first, but after seeing map number 1, we got to play this until it ends, okay? Which we will, but it's nobody gets momentum early on, okay? It's not about momentum. It's about constantly adjusting, being smarter, making the right play, figuring out your opponent, paying attention to the initial every single round, controlling the power weapons, capitalizing off the aggression of your front spawn. It's a lot that needs to be done, and eUnited did not get it done in round number 1. But round number 2, we're here. Let's see the initial.
Guys, let's do this.
And Pistons fight, especially with both of these teams. Vanquish, they're not necessarily as prominent as making the first move as eUnited has been known for, but they're an aggressive team. It's only a matter of time before they begin to put it together and make the first move. Yet again, they pick 2 players going out, but Hndles gets caught in a 1v2 scenario. Powerz gets first blood, taking him out in precision. I don't like this positioning. He's going to get taken advantage of on both sides. Big damage being fired out, and that kill over the top from Powerz. And they allowed Praized to sponge all that damage, but it's not coming for free. You see Vanquish pulling a strat out of eUnited playbook, extending over the top side of the map, try to draw out some of these members, try to create some separation so that way they can get some eliminations.
Bronny's doing a fantastic job with the bow tuck, but he had to reload. He still has a beautiful sideline to get 3 shots in on these players. He let his teammates know, and they got the Lancers out. Player 6 had to stop mid-map. They know he's there somewhere, but Powerz with a sneak attempt gets the first kill, gets the damage on precision, stays out of that one chunk range, respecting his opponent. Now he gets to press towards their side of the map and camp out at the fountains.
To at least get some information, even if these players don't and they push through trying to go down the mid ramp. This is going to be the first time, but they already get that first down onto Acells. They're going to have to force that revive to come through due to damage mitigation. They're not going to get the elimination. They leave Bronny in a 1v2 situation because of that. Hndles gets picked off again. Like I said, piece after piece, eUnited is just picking them apart in this round.
And now the 2 players from Fountain are converging onto the home hill of VQ, and Acells know not much he can do. Not enough time in this round, and we're all tied up 1-1. What's the difference there in those 2 rounds? Because it seems like both teams kind of had a similar strategy to start off from that side.
I think this time eUnited knows how aggressive VQ is not scared to be. Like I said, they're an aggressive team. They need to figure out some kinks in their armor, new strategies, things like that. But they're not afraid to be aggressive. First round probably caught them off guard. You see a lot of teams don't necessarily play at eUnited like that, but teams are beginning to catch up. Round number 2, they go for a very, very similar play. Hndles goes for a cutback because Powerz and Praized are playing so close together. They got that first elimination, and they push forward on both sides to secure that second elimination as well, which kind of makes it harder extending from home hill to home hill, going into a wide open portion of the map. It's not going to be easy against a team like United.
All right, so similar initials from both teams once again, but front spawns, Precision and Powerz. We got plenty of smoke grenades being pulled out from both these squads. Precision dodges the flash. His focus is mid-map, but his teammates get taken out, and he wastes no time pressing forward, knowing that he's going to be chased, and he wants to take the man advantage with his teammates. Acells cuts towards spawn a bit, but had to help his teammates win that engagement. It was a nice play from VQ, but even better execution there from eUnited off the initial.
See 2 members immediately overextending. Instead of going for that neutral, will it work out for them? They know they're gonna have to fight an army. They just eliminated all these players. One goes down into Powerz. Kenny going for the revive. They got the break, hoping it's gonna be enough for them to escape, but Powerz gets downed out. Kenny escapes. He did get some help over the top by Xplosive, but that kind of opens up the other side of the map. How many players from VQ are gonna notice it, but they do want to try to solidify this elimination on Kenny. That was Bronny spotting him out, trying to keep him red, and there you go. One elimination on Xplosive. Kenny is going to be the second one, and this is where they can extend forward to get both of these hills under their control. It's going to be up to Praized here to try to buy some time and prolong the round. Him and Powerz.
We'll see if they can do just that. Nobody is going to be on Vanquish's side of the map. It comes down to the home hill battle. Only 3 members from VQ are there. 2 members left of eUnited, and VQ disengages. They're going to take their 2-to-1 hill setup, and you see Xplosive not wasting any opportunity, putting himself in a position to help his squad make a play. Lets them know that statue side of the map is clear. You can be aggressive. Start counting the numbers, and with that blood coming through, oh, the revive was there. Maybe a double down, not happening. eUnited slays out, collects on 2 kills. Now they're trying to collect the B hill.
Praized across the map. The Powerz and Xplosive in your face. They had that 3-man cross that Hndles couldn't even get out of the spawn. Now Vanquish, they're forced to make something happen. Their home hill is going to be free, so it's not going to be over here, but United needs to know these eliminations is what the important part is, along with the positioning. There goes one as Praized takes out Bronny. It's going to be a trade. A flank coming through the middle. It's going to be a little late. Kenny's taking a brunt of damage. Another player goes down. Precision falls. Handle falls as well. Late rotations from Vanquish are going to be the thorn in their side, kind of leaving Acells by his lonesome. Big bolt talk shot going off, but with the amount of players left alive, Xplosive knows he doesn't need to make a big risk to make it happen. They're going to get the 2 hills this late in the game and get the lead here in just a few seconds. The pressure is going to be on Vanquish, especially with Precision going down.
Kenny knows that he's just buying his team time, distracting, being annoying. That's why he throws the smoke down, but unfortunately for him, he is marked up. Praized flash comes up short. They're getting focus fire, but is it going to work out? The double down is there to clean up. Now the pressure from top end of the map. Player 4, player 2. Acells just trying to survive. The more he backs up, the better for his team, because he gets these players out to open map. But the call team actually won off that hill. Folks, I can't do math, but I hope y'all think I'm still esports certified, as you see VQ with the win condition. They close it out.
I don't know, Blaze, do you have your certificate? Because right now, the way eUnited just lost that one, they really let that one slip through. You got to give it to Vanquish, though. Every single time I'm thinking, man, this one is going to the wayside. eUnited are finding a way to take advantage. They just pull it right back 2-to-1, and you see them beginning to build up that other side of the map. They want these retros just a little bit longer, but I do think we're going to see an instant play coming out from eUnited. We know Kenny goes over to that side of the map, and he does make a difference towards those home hills.
He really does. And Kenny, one thing that makes him special as a player is his understanding of the perfect play at all times and where he fits in on that. Sometimes it's just buying time, being annoying, being an egghead, being a slayer, a leader, but his positioning is always so key. And you know, he's had a lot of starts, a lot of initials. He's played a lot of rounds of Gears of War, so I'm not surprised at that. Now, currently off this initial, it's a base strategy. It seemed that we saw the previous 3 rounds. Typically, the first blood has been broken down low between Precision and Powerz, also mid-map as well. The smokes are out. Xplosive knows he has to step up and check, but he got the hit mark on Acells, so he knew to back up based off of how hard he hit him. And not want to get himself in one-shot range, just makes the call out. Powerz here for the help, but he has a battle to fight of his own. He said, Xplosive, you got to fight your own battles, because I got my hands full with Precision. But in the end, Powerz gets away. He's trying to make them play into his hand. But that's a difficult fight against those 2 players.
Another triple cap domination attempt coming through. They're going to get the capture on the hill, so it's going to mean a break, and it's not going to come through. He's not even going to get a touch. Vanquish on what some of us might think is eUnited's best map with a new man in Bronny are 3-1 up over eUnited. Did you expect this one coming through today?
You know, I did not, but you know, it still could be a 2-0. Did you not see the first map?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're definitely right.
Be a hot 2-0. Like when we entered Foundation, round number 1, I said that, yeah, VQ looking good to start, but after what we saw on that last map, I can't call anything because eUnited, their adjustments, as PR said, is like a living organism. Okay, it just keeps evolving, keep adjusting, keeps adapting, and I'm pretty sure that living organism is feeding off Xplosive in some way, some shape or form. As we have the 2v2 fight down low at Statue, 1v1 mid map, and a 1v1 up top. Pretty much it's just one player from the Pistons fight, that front spawn being shifted down low to be help in this engagement. I will say that it is going to be a Bronny and Precision fight. Yeah, that's right, front spawns, Precision Powerz, they shifted over. So far so good for both these squads, but now we're looking to see who's going to make the first play. Where do you think it comes from, PR?
I think it has to come through from eUnited. Vanquish wasted that Ensign rather early, which gives that advantage over towards Kenny and the rest of this eUnited squad. It's about, you know, picking that target. Exactly. Picture perfect. Getting that fire spread over the top. So that way it forces Bronny to move. You get a little bit of advantage, but early damage coming through. Double downs on the Powerz. The eliminations being picked up. Xplosive falls as well. And it's Acells, the player to watch on our screen. The matchup, it's coming through. He's just making play after play, and it's always in the middle. I talk about foundation. That middle positioning is so important. He go ahead and smokes off that player coming off of respawn to make it a little bit easier, but Powerz there in the nick of time, and they're going to try and take that advantage, taking out Hndles, and hopefully they overextend from home hill to home hill, because this is going to be the play. You eliminate those two players, and there's going to be the same two players you're going to fight off of respawn.
Beautiful adjustment from eUnited off the failed team fight at E. They make the immediate adjustment from home hill to home hill, and it's only going to be a 20-point deficit. So they'll capitalize on that one very quickly over the next 10 seconds. So far, eUnited is where they want to be. They got a guy mid-map watching the lane, a guy on a home hill. Those are 1v1 positions, and then a 2v2 fight across map. They got the numbers counted. They know it's going to be a big 3v3 engagement. Now, Precision, does he want to cut back? Bronny, he cut back, but player 8 saw it from a mile away, so he's like, bro, they're all coming. I'm taking E. Win the fight, we win the round.
See, Kenny's making those moves. He's going to get a free neutral hill. Acells being backed up, multiple eliminations going in way of eUnited. Bronny gets one into spawn, but is he going to have enough to touch the hill? No, he is not. He gets stopped short by Xplosive. eUnited going to answer back and win the first round in the half. And you already know, you said it yourself, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. With a 3-2 lead now going into the second half, hopefully Vanquish can finish strong.
Where they failed at was honestly Bronny's rotation. I'm going to tell you why. When he left his fight, it was so obvious on player 8 knew he had to rotate, but also more importantly on the second part is that they all four kind of pushed through the spawn side of the map. I don't think I saw a single body from VQ pick up the Pistons lane and try to get a different angle, because if he gets the damage in from there, he can rotate towards back to his home hill and cap that up and be A-okay. But instead, they all funneled into eUnited's hands and they paid for it. But when you're the guy in the back of the fight, the forced spawn, because you can see 3 people in front of you, sometimes you have to make a different play, a different adjustment. Like eUnited made the adjustment on his incendiary grenade to pick up that initial kill. Now they are applying pressure here to VQ as they're going to win the fight of Statue.
I'm not going to say this was the play, but if it was 6,000 IQ, you saw that Powerz smoke, it was short, right? And I'm thinking, why the heck would Powerz make a mistake like that? It was to cloud that Ensign that Kenny threw. Precision didn't see it coming. I don't know if that's what it was, but if that's what it was, 6,000 IQ, because Kenny in that position, he can't throw a sneaky grenade without it being a risky blind fire throw over the top of a cover.
Man, he should have those blind fires perfected since he didn't play us since Gears of War 2. But I agree with you. We'll have to break that one down a little bit later. Yeah, go ask him. Let me know what he says, all right? DQ with the man advantage. Now, what are they going to do with that? Neutral hill locked in. Defending against their home hill. Xplosive steps in, knocks the kill down. He's going to be able to get this heal for his squad. You can cap this heal safely behind cover. As you see, Praized had a foot in it. Kenny with pressure mid-map. Blind fire over the top. Pistol out. Quick down. Quick damage. That's a high DPS right there. I wish we were able to know exactly what it was, but hey, that's neither here nor there. E-Heal still capped up at VQ, but eUnited has full control of this map. And with the E-Heal being captured, they're in a good position to get this one all tied up once again at 3-3.
And I like this off-spawn play from Powerz. Instead of taking the 1v1 for Hndles on the home hill, immediately rotating the center. Hndles can't sit there and just take the 1-for-1. He has to figure out a way to be proactive while protecting the hill simultaneously. Big elimination coming out from Bronny, as it does look like VQ are going to fight tooth and nail. They're going to get their home hill back. And I talk about Hndles being proactive. He was able to get a big elimination as well. So that is the right moves being made from Vanquish late into this one, but it's simply not going to be enough plays. They need to continue to go forward. Big kill on Kenny, but Kenny did burn those instants. They need a triple neutralization for at least a few seconds. It doesn't have to be for a long time. They don't need the capture. They just need a neutralization.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Just for a brief second. Where would they be able to find it? But VQ with the triple down, the flames, the back A, Xplosive. What can you do? You're out of there as well. Kenny, not a hero today. VQ, reverse it. They're going to go up to map point, trying to get us to a map number 3.
I think that was an ace by Acells. Yeah, he got some help. I think he just picked up all 4 kills there at the end. And Vanquish, like I said, I think it was Hndles right there. I think it was Hndles with Vanquish. He was back on his home hill. I talked about a smart play from Powerz, not taking the 1v1 in that scenario, but he ended up killing Powerz anyway. He realized he had to figure out some way to affect that fight on the other side of the map on Fountain. So he went down in towards Pistons. He found the elimination on towards Powerz, got a couple of shots as well to make the fight a little bit easier for his teammates. So great awareness coming out from Hndles, great positioning as well.
And we have some mismatch in the weapon placements. We have the team on the side of eUnited saying that we feel like a retro lancer every 60 seconds is going to be way more important than you and our shot grenade on the other end. But hey, both weapons are on the map, so if you do get a home hill setup, you will have an opportunity at both of them. And it makes it so much stronger in the second half when you can have shocks and retros and kind of guard both choke points to the home hills of D and F. Now, flame grenades are out. Let's see what Kenny wants to do with it this round. He made a big play the last round to get first blood, getting a few shots on Acells, trying to be an influence in multiple different lanes. Now, once we see that camera start looking up, he's lining up that nade, but he doesn't know if he wants Acells or Bronny, but he feels he has an insta-kill.
What makes me think that play was even more planned is the fact that Powerz switched back to a flash. He's using flashes in the beginning, that one round with the smoke, and then now he's going back to a flash. You talk about that instant, forcing Bronny off of the cover, and it gives that positioning over towards Kenny. That's the same flash he threw before, but Bronny up-A'd the other side, and you can see exactly the difference in decisions. If Bronny up-A'd towards Kenny, he's able to hold the cover like he did before, but there goes Precision, trying to even up this fight as much as possible, taking out Powerz. Kenny is forced to run. Timing here on this side of the map, he needs to go forward. That elimination could come to bite him in the behind. He does have reinforcements in Praized. He does go down to some big Lancer fire. Revive attempt coming through, but Bronny, I talked about that elimination. He's going to be the thorn in the side to save that play.
Now, eUnited, they're just left with their home hill. VQ is building their lead, and it's 1 minute till victory. eUnited has a stretch to go to the home hill, so I think E may be their focus, but they got to get through the Lancer fire. And look at that open area they have to cross just to get into a position. It makes retaking E not one of the best plays, and one of the big reasons why you see a lot of teams going for that home hill and making the decision from mid-map. But Powerz and Praized, they hug it out, a buddy system to get into a nice little position, but they're battling damage from multiple angles, but they will take a better fight. I like the play from Precision, though, as he's not going to stop rotating around, knowing where these players are. Him and Acells work together to clean up the kills. It was a difficult fight for eUnited in that moment, and VQ is looking to make a winning push in this moment with the E-Hill and home hill locked in. There is a decap on eUnited's home hill.
Grab domination sounding off. It's going to be up to Praized here to try to keep this one going. He did get a little bit of a reset, but the elimination is what he's looking for. He's unable to get that reset. Damage being given. Precision trying to go for the capture. E being decapped, so it's not over just yet. Unless Precision has something to say about it. Gets one, but Kenley shuts him down. But that's it. Too little, too late. The game is over. Vanquish close it out 5-2.
What an insane series we've had so far between both these squads. This could have been a 2-0 for VQ, but hell, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We're going to a map number 3, folks. Is Harbor. Acells have been MVP the last 2 maps. Will he make it 3 in a row? Stay tuned to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gears Pro League Split 2 day number 6. As we are in our 3rd out of 4 series for the day, we are entering a map number 3 here between eUnited and Vanquish. It's going to be our 3rd map 3 of the day, so this is definitely going to be a treat. If you caught us on map number 1, you saw that fantastic comeback from eUnited on training grounds, but this time around, Acells says, no, sir, I am not going to let you take this game from me again. I'm sending us to Harbor, and I plan on closing this one out.
Yep, and right now, it's Bronny's chance to really rise to that occasion. Everybody always talks about there's so much talent in esports. Gears Esports, you know, recycling players. You got to make sure that when you do get this opportunity that you knock it out of the park. You got this 3rd and final map. You won yesterday in your debut. You're taking on eUnited, arguably one of the best teams in the game right now. You come out victorious. You prove to everybody that these underdogs, these rookies, these new players on the scene are deserving of that opportunity, deserving of that chance. And like I said, there's 12 teams in the league right now, Blaze. You're telling me there's only 48 good players in Gears. I find that to be extremely false, and Bronny is proving that to be so.
I tell it to you like this. When people were saying that back in Gears 1 and Gears 2 and Gears 3 and Gears 4 and UE, they've been saying it every game. It's only the top. Well, when they said that, I went and found players like Kenny, okay, Carlitos. All right. Went up and teamed up with the homie Bobby Rice. All right. I went out there and just, it's talent out there, but you just got to be ready to work with them. Don't worry about so much of what the skill is, what they're doing. Don't get me wrong. You got to worry about the skill a little bit, but teamwork, communication, being a good person, wanting to listen, wanting to get better, all of that matters the most. And look at this entire VQ squad. They were counting them out about a year ago. But they got a great IGL, and look at where they came. Look at how they have progressed since then. You can do it. You just got to have the right squad to do so. That's the hard part. You don't got to use somebody's used up rag to get there. Okay, we'll just say it like that. As Acells just used up the players of eUnited on the winch. They're rotating. Home hill being decapped. They're going to be able to lock this one in. Praized can't crawl in time.
He was trying. Acells, bro. He got the 3 kills on the winch. He backed around to get Praized as well. The knowledge of knowing to kill Praized before he even gets that decap. He's not human. Acells isn't human right now. He lives, breathes Gears of War. I'm not saying VQ would break up by any means, but if he's ever a free agent on the market, I can see these top teams going directly for him and figuring out a way to make it work, because he's just everywhere the team needs him to be at a moment's notice. So this is kind of like a little bit of a double elimination going on here. United trying to gain something, but lose Praized in the way, and he goes down as well. A little bit of a trade, so it is going to be a 3v3, 2v2 on the boat in particular. Kenny's going to win that stern and immediately set his sights on the final target.
Bronny makes quick work of Kenny, but he knows he has a player on the flank. He's going to tuck himself in that corner, but he figures out, you know what? Better position will be me holding down the winch. Don't have much time, but he will get a clean 1v1 because his teammate engages with Powerz at the right time. But Praized rocking General Hoffman, a classic for him. He picks up the kill. At this moment, back and forth battle between both the squads, but VQ with the slight advantage here, having the B hill in the home hill, but now an even better advantage being a 4v2 on the map, decapping their opponent's home hill. Do they finally close it out with the kill on Xplosive? A pinch coming through. And of the map, they definitely have the possibility to do so. They even got firepower coming from Stern. eUnited, no way in hell you fight your way out this situation, but Powerz staying alive, waiting for Kenny to get there, but Hndles gives them the final blow.
I honestly don't know how I'm so shocked about some of these players sometimes. Not necessarily the shotgun skill, because I know everybody, when it comes to mechanics, are so that good, but I talked about that play from Acells to knowing Praized was down to not let him get the break, right? And then you talk about Hndles right there. He got the decap through the flash, immediately backtracked knowing that there was somebody on top of that stern to get the fire down. They were able to get that elimination, and he knew there was still help there. So when he pushed back in, he got in another initial chunk and kept the pressure on. Knowing exactly when to keep the pressure, when to go in for the kills, and when to back up is so important. Key in escalation, and Hndles Hndles played that one to perfection.
Now we headed into round number 2. Let's see if Acells is going to have a beautiful initial once again. And with him having a right-hand advantage on Winch, we can only assume so. But eUnited, they know that as well. We'll see how they choose to counter. It's precision at the tip of the spear going against Powerz. No surprise there. Beautiful flash. The downs come through. Powerz no way makes it out. But you see the pinch on the other side from Xplosive. He was able to pick up a kill. But even though he took out Bronny, he still has precision and Hndles to fight with. Sorry, precision and Acells to fight with on the opposite end. And Acells takes him out. So Stern winch control goes in favor of VQ. But now Bronny needs to spring into action and play off his teammate's support as he needs to make an attempt to capture B.
Even though Xplosive did die there, he bought his team some time. That distraction on those two players allowed them to not be able to push up as aggressively as they wanted to on that neutral. But now that those
Kenny never got cleaned up.
Kenny went down. Praized was pushed back. They're able to get that capture on the neutral. But what is Kenny doing? Being a little sneaky here, going
smart.
directly to the home hill Vanquish.
He should never lived. What they did on capping that B hill as fast as they did, VQ played it too fast. One of them should have cut around the map to put pressure on that single player, get an angle on him, and also clean up Kenny. They only needed one player to cap the hill, but as I'm saying that, VQ, they have refragged, redominated. It says, okay, Blaze, we get it. We get it. We'll just do it all over again. Hell, we'll slam. We'll take the map control. We'll dot our I's and cross our T's this time around. And so you could add another to the score column as they're decapping a home hill. But when it comes down to B, eUnited's going to get that. So this round's going to continue, folks. They just got their home hill back as well. But is VQ going to be able to slay out a third time and possibly fail off the overextension? If they do, they might need to just play for the 2-to-1 hill setup at this point.
They have actually a lot of time to do it. Wow, they didn't get that with some old talk shots on Kenny on the ground. They have 3 players on this side of the map. It does look like they're going to target this neutral hill. They do have the points, the win condition on the top for eUnited, but like I talked about, those 3 members of Vanquish, they don't want to let this one come easy. Crossfire's over the top. A trade between Kenny and Acells. Precision has Praized weak, but so does he. And Praized wins the exchange with a flank from Hndles is going to be the difference maker. But they're trading hills for hills, neutral hill for home hill. eUnited knows that they can't let any of these hills go for free. Nothing can't go without something on the other side of the map going in their favor. But Hndles, that player that I keep talking about, he gets the decap on the eUnited home hill. Nobody has any point gain going on.
Oh man, but home hills get capped up off both sides. VQ with the slight 14-point lead there. Powerz goes down, and with this kill, makes it a 3v3 on the map. But as I say, that now it's officially a 3v3. Xplosive said, "Don't worry, I got you." As he tries to overextend for the home, he has to cut back into a position to get revived, as he will do so. Precision is going to be the next target on the hit list. Can't finish off, but Hndles trying to get the damage from afar. They do not get the down, and eUnited in a winning position. VQ so far away from multiple hills. It needs to be a perfect play. Acells trying to stop the flank. That's a great kill for him, but he needs to get to B. Somebody needs to buy them 4 more seconds, and eUnited will win the round.
I know some people might be looking at Kenny and wondering what the heck is he doing. He looked a little lost. That's when you look at it at face value right there. If you look at where they were at in the actual score line, Kenny is, yes, he's going to die. He's planning to die there in that situation, but he's just making sure those players that are close enough to get the touch on the hill, they're distracted by him. They have to backtrack to eliminate him. So yes, he did look a little lost if you're looking at it, like I said, on paper, but that strat, he was just wasting time from VQ. United are going to tie it up, but this one's definitely going to go the mile.
Oh, 100%, especially with these 2 squads. Hell, in the last 2 maps we've saw, I don't know who's going to win, but the only constant that I can think of is that Acells may get MVP for 3 maps in a row. But, you know, we'll see if that happens, but definitely a high percentage chance here. Retro Lancers on the map. Precision versus Powerz once again. They have help all around them. Late flash is coming through. eUnited trapped in the corner. Quick revive. Kenny's in the fight, taking free damage on the left. Can't do much. Xplosive can't stop Bronny. He's trying his best, but Bronny gets another down. The kill finally comes through, but the play's off the tip of the fight. Precision goes down, and eUnited wins the engagement at Winch. And they're going to have a free route to the home hill. An even freer kill in this 2v1 at B. I don't think they locked around in unless Kenny wins this 1v1. He has a retro, so this could be a GG for eUnited.
Especially since they have the angle on the last member, Bronny. Even if he gets the touch, he's gonna die either way. And he doesn't even get the touch as eUnited. They chained together 2 in a row. I was thinking Vanquish waking up. That last round, they had over, I think, a 57-point lead. They had 90 seconds to come back. eUnited solidify it. And this is looking scary. They're beginning to get momentum. Like I said, chaining together those 2 rounds, Vanquish have to put a wrench in the gear.
Like, you know, even though it's a big 3v3 fight to start, it is still little individual battles that's happening from front spawn, 2 spawn, and 3 spawn. And the one that won around was the 3 spawn engagement between Bronny and Xplosive. Bronny gets to double down, but he gets lost in the sauce, and he takes all of those shots from Xplosive. You know, but, you know, in the end, once that kill came through, the plays were able to be made for eUnited. So you can win this engagement from any of your positions. It just comes down to going man-on-man with your opponent, even if it's just slightly for a second. Grand scheme of things, you see eUnited with the stern and winch control pushing back VQ, but VQ, they're not going to disengage too much. eUnited is going to try to put some focus on locking in that B hill or capitalizing on his kill on Hndles down low. But Acells, he rotates around so he can give Hndles a little bit of help, also put himself in a flank position. But eUnited, they saw the disengage, they saw the mismatch in numbers, and knew how fast they can play off it. So nice kill from them, even better kill on precision. They're gonna get the home hill, and now here comes the pinch on B.
He's gonna be up to Hndles. You see him overextending. He's gonna get the decap on the other hill as well. So even though this player in Hndles does die, it was actually Acells, I mean, going across the map. United's going to go ahead and get that elimination and kind of backtrack. They know they need to get their home hill back, and that's Kenny and Xplosive fighting on the other side of the map. Right now, it's just about wasting time, not giving up this cap for free. Realize if you backtrack after that elimination comes through, you'll be with your teammates, you'll have the 2 hills, and they're favorable 2 hills as well.
And Acells is just being a nuisance on his opponent's side of the map. He saw the flame coming through. He takes the perfect route. Oh, but he didn't have the right gun out at the right time. Powerz makes quick work of him. But B Hill could still get capped here for the Vanquish fans. In the end, Hndles mid-map being a nuisance. He's going to have to take this 1v1 against Praized, but little does he know, Praized has a little bit of extra help. Doesn't keep him alive, but Hndles gets to the perfect position in that cover. That little slip keeps him alive, forces his opponent to have to push out just a bit more. So he finds the sweet spot, and he's going to stop the capture at B.
That was a big death for precision. Luckily, not for free. Immediately clean back up with a trade onto Kenny, and they're staggering the death. So they're going to have a few seconds more of an advantage as if they just killed him. So that's going to be good. They finally find Hndles by himself. Great Lancer fire coming through. That's going to be a big elimination simply because the hill is over there on that side of the map. Hopefully Precision was just sneaking up, but it does look like they know he's there. The spot's going to come out. Free damage onto Xplosive, but it's not going to be enough. Powerz, honestly, any duo with Xplosive, you got the brains, and any other players could be the bronze.
It could be the duo of Xplosive and Powerz, Xplosive and Praized, Xplosive and Kenny. It don't matter, but as long as you got him in your 2v2 fight, you know your chances of winning and dominating have just went through the roof. And eUnited chances of going up in this first half 3-1 went through the roof as well, with this pressure that they have on their opponent's side of the map as they clean up the kill, isolate another 2v1. Hndles may take some free shots in the back, but he finds a way to get another kill. He just keeps finding ways, and now him and Acells decap multiple hills. They're gonna buy themselves more time, but in the end, that C hill was never decapped. In the end, eUnited, they will go up 3-1, and they have control of this series in this moment. But as we know, it is not over with yet. And the only thing that we're missing to make this complete is a VQ comeback at some point.
We've seen it on the side of eUnited.
Yep, in map number 1, they came together. Back.
Seen in VQ, they kind of had the lead.
They
map number 2 for VQ. Yeah, it was all of them all the way. It was a big victory. So
I guess there's 2 things that we haven't saw, right? We haven't saw eUnited dominate a map, and we haven't saw VQ come on the map. We only can see one. All right, so far is looking like the prior of eUnited here, as they have this 3-1 lead, but the embargoes mid-map, and VQ are going to open their bag of strats because Acells says, bro, I'm about to close this out and get MVP for a 3rd time. Just watch me make a play.
I want to force that fight in the middle. And I agree with them. That up top is just not going their way. Even with Bronny getting multiple down, they're not able to capitalize and get the big eliminations. So now they go through, they smoke out the middle, throwing some flash, probably trying to bait some players in. Precision's going to push across. It did look like they were going to try to bait to get the M bar, but nobody being rewarded anything just yet, except for eUnited. They don't take the bait. They get the hill, no eliminations. So now they can defensively set up.
Precision and Acells wasn't feeling comfortable, but Precision also missed the pickup off the quick pick. I loved his route of backing up a little bit, but something happened where he missed the press on the X button at the time, because you got to get that sweet spot and you have to be quick playing against a team like eUnited. Now, they get multiple downs. Kenny in the 1v1 gets a little bit of help. That's going to get this home hill set up for eUnited. And so they're going to hang out here towards the bottom of the map. Powerz has the power weapon in the M bar. He's going to be towards his spawn with some help. They're feeling good, but Kenny doesn't get the right weapon out in time. And Acells knew exactly what he wanted to do and did not slow down whatsoever, knowing that he's playing against the clock.
Still not slowing down. He took a
body shot.
Double shots coming through. Woo, that's 3 in a row. All 3 shots from the clip end up with a bullseye. And now Acells stuck between 3 different eUnited members, almost getting a triple cap domination as well. And he hits another one. That was almost 5 in a row until he missed that last one coming through. They have those 2 hills, and it's going to be up to an Vanquish push, and it has to be played to perfection. They can't let anybody slip through. They can't let Kenny be the rat that he's been so far in this series. They have to get these eliminations, and in some scenarios, the decap and push forward. You might not even be able to cap the neutral hill.
Kenny gets some initial damage. That shot grenade was there, but you see VQ, they make their way through. Precision got cleaned up. 1v2. Bronny can't make the play. Player 9 has a difficult decision to make. Can he overstand? Does he have any opportunities? 14 seconds on the clock. Only opportunity they got to even get in towards the E-Hill is that if he gets a decap at F, but he's going to choose to just chill out. You know, he's like, hey, I'll think about the next round. I don't even want to make an attempt at pushing the 1v1 on Praized. I don't even think I can win the fight. I just want to go to the next round. I have no chance whatsoever. He didn't even attempt. That's what I'm trying to get at, folks. He should at least died on the push. I feel strongly about that because every player needs to understand a perfect play. Now, even if his teammates don't get across up top in time, they might have if he won the fight and decapped the hill. But in the end, we're going to series point for eUnited.
Not looking good for Vanquish. They showed so much resilience, so much tenacity early on. They showed that they could really step up to the plate in map number 2. But map number 3, man, with all the pressure on, an option potential to take out one of the best teams right now in eUnited, it's just being squandered. You're gonna have to complete a 4 rounds in a row comeback. Gonna start off with a 2-2 split here in this one. Nobody really taking the plate just yet when it comes down towards that low fight. Try to get the grab. Shots being traded off. Bronny goes down first. First blood to eUnited. Xplosive picking that one up. Traded out, but only for a moment as Powerz gets the kill blow. They're gonna get that 2 hills and allow him to kind of rotate to affect the rest of the map. And since no big weapon was picked up, that's going to make it even easier for eUnited here as they gear up and get their players in position.
So you see just a 30-point lead for eUnited. Acells stays down low. For a second, I thought he maybe even just shifted up top to play those numbers, but he was guarding that M bar. And you see Praized, he actually hits that quick pick that Precision was trying to hit the round before. Now, as multiple players marked, and eUnited are looking to close out this series now as they are hunting, wolf packing. They find a kill. They are confident in their chances. They will be able to get the home hill set up, and they're gonna take that. They're happy with this. They're gonna spread the M bar out, spread the players out on both sides, and set themselves up on a 2v2 defense for both home hills. And that's the best route. If somebody gets aggressive on the home hills, you've got the players across from you on the opposite end of the map parallel to get some Lancer fire for you. So VQ knows that it has to be a 2v2 fight. But honestly, this is probably VQ's best option at trip cap dominating this round, taking this fight from this manner.
I love the idea with that shot, but it just wasn't deep enough. Precision pushing in. They know Powerz left to fight. He's going to get the other one. They have to take this 2v1 quick. On the other side of things, Xplosive goes down. They're getting a double decap on these hills. Kenny should surely get crossed out here in just a moment. And Powerz really just left his teammate out to dry on two different sides of the map.
You know what?
He got to stay there to defend.
He got a heal. But in the end, I thought VQ was going to chase them, but they didn't need to. They just got the win condition as they flipped the setups. Powerz just wanted to make sure that they stayed in the game with some points, right? That was the most important thing to happen at that moment. The second most was him picking up that kill for eUnited. Xplosive goes down, 3v3 scenario on the map. Kenny falls, quick revive, 2v2 fight on top of the D hill. Who wins it? It's a 1v1 fight across map at F, but eUnited at their home hill, pushing through. Kenny soaking up some damage. His teammate behind him can't find a kill, and it's up to the bricklayer to save the house. But the big bad wolves of VQ, they knock it down. They have the win condition as well. Soon to take the lead, the 1v1 up top at the E hill. VQ, they will survive for now.
4 straight rounds is what they need. There goes the first one in the books. And you got to have the mentality 1 round at a time. You can't be looking too far ahead, because in order to get there, you have to win these rounds. And that was a big round for VQ to win. They separated the players from eUnited. They attacked on 2 different sides of the map as 2 different duos. And it really worked out. And the timing in which they did it, as soon as Powerz left that fight, you saw a shot get thrown, you saw precision push up, and they immediately took that 2v1 advantage. They turned their tides onto Kenny, who put themselves in a cross position. So you got to give VQ the props in that round for taking advantage of every scenario given to them. But it must continue. 3 more rounds if they want to take this series.
Well said, Jacob. Now we know coming into this round, this M-bar has been a big focal point. 2v2 breakout. Mid-map and up top. Both these squads knowing that, hey, this E-Hill is super important, because when it comes down to this matchup, we need as much time as we can get on this lead, because there's been very few trip cap dominations in this battle. Precision has stern control with help from Acells behind them. They will lock in the E-Hill. Players 9 and 4 guarding an M-bar, but this 2v2 fight is still active. Precisions wins the battle, but Acells with a wide rotation. He will take down Powerz and win our head-to-head matchup once again. Man, is anybody keeping tally on these battles in the chat between these two? Hell, 2 of the best players we got in the league. Praized fighting for his life. Acells gets the kill and gets away. Oh my God, he goes for a second. Couldn't connect with a full spread, but his teammate has his back from downtown.
Oh, no. He would have got away, though. He definitely would have got away, but honestly, this high-risk, high-reward plays is not only what make Vanquish what they are, but it makes Acells who he is as a player, all that confidence in the world. And it works out for him time and time again. It's just hopefully that can spill over to the rest of your team. You do have the lead. You have 2 hills. You doubled up that score line. So the pressure is definitely going to be on eUnited to make the perfect move. And honestly, they're going to have to either make 2 different moves. They go ahead and take the neutral hill and then move on from there. Or they have to get these eliminations simultaneously to be able to push forward and end it in 1. So eUnited has their work cut out for them in terms of offense, but Vanquish with that M-bar, with the cells, they have to come up clutch.
The shot comes through, stuns Praized, the M-bar is in place, Hndles connects on Xplosive's face, sees his next target in Kenny. Bronny has him locked down, but does anyone see Powerz? The patience, the kill comes through, he breaks out, fighting, precision, gets the wrap shot, and the decap at E comes through, but just one heal needed for Vanquish. They're on top of both home heals currently. Powerz is going to try to force a fight with Acells, but Acells has help off the respawn. If Bronny gets this kill, you can guarantee this one here for VQ. Trying to get the blind fire over the top, but can't find the sweet spot. It's enough time on the clock for eUnited special, but not anymore. I looked at it. I was giving them respect of making that play, but VQ, man, they had the defense, and that's why I was shocked, because I said, damn, 10 seconds? I seen them win tournaments off 10 seconds. They could do this.
I think it was, Powerz, after he won that exchange up top, he tried to overextend, but that one player in Acells was waiting for him to kind of push through. Hndles did come up off of respawn, and then one more person after that might have been Precision. So that kind of locked down their home hill, and that was the one hill that they needed. I kind of said it. It came down to that fight where I believe it was Praized. He needed to win that fight a hell of a lot sooner. Oh,
we got some blocks on the map. That M-bar gets blocked out. Incendiary grenades leveled up for VQ. Hndles, you know he's going to put that to good use, but eUnited feels like they want to play off time, slow this game down a bit. They feel like they need to get back into their groove because the series is getting away from them, but Powerz takes a commanding charge and lock it in the stern for his squad. Precision trying to stay alive, but you know, Kenny, he's gonna flirt with getting that kill as soon as he can, but Precision knew what his escape route was, and he gets back to the squad. Kenny's going to take as much map control as his opponent wants to give him. He knows when he may need to leave, and he knows that time is now, but overstaying his welcome, he's going to lose his life. Actually, no. Powerz was there for him. Shock grenades are acquired for VQ. It's going to be very useful top stern if they can get it there in time. Also, taking account, I do believe Hndles still has his incendiary grenade as well.
Almost looked like Powerz was gonna stutter, second guess himself there for a moment. You see a smoke, you see a shock going flying up top. They're just trying to get as much of this positioning as possible. From there, they're going to work on getting the decap, but great Lancer fire coming down. Explosive, able to get it down, but not able to clean it up. Kenny is going to be the one that falls for eUnited. So all the positioning going over to Vanquish. They're going to get the decap, the cap as well. 40 points to overcome, but that's enough time if eUnited can find it for them to get their players back onto the field and make a push right back. But Powerz going down there, that's going to slow them down a lot, to where Vanquish could possibly tie the game up before eUnited has a play to make.
Now, the Hndles, he still has his home hill locked in. And right now, at this moment, VQ is right where they want to be. They know that, hey, if we can win one more team fight, we can stall them in a spawn, take some overextended fights on their side of the map if we need to, and close this out off of time. But they need the one team fight, just one away to go into a round 9 where they want to be. eUnited seems like they want to focus Bronny up top towards the stern, but the MVP of this series so far, Acells, gonna have his back there. So far, he has MVP in this map with just a few more minutes left in, and we'll see if he can stay at this production. The first down comes through. Bronny, nowhere to be seen. He backs up. Flash is there. 3v3 fight. eUnited has a little advantage. They get the first blood. VQ scatters, but Acells says, I gotta step up. Gotta hit a kill, but he's gonna lose his life in the moment. Scratching his head on that one, as now the perfect play has to come through for VQ. It's all crumbling down now. Unless Hndles can get it done, he cannot. The eUnited special comes through in a round number 8. What an incredible series here, but eUnited will close it out in the map number 3.
And that was a great wave for eUnited there. And you kind of saw it. They had the momentum being shifted over to VQ late into that game, but with a massive lead. Like I said, 4-1 scoreline. They have many opportunities to make the adjustments, change up the strats, and even win those initials round after round. So good job for eUnited to stay composed and close out and before it reaches round number 9.
Whew, they stay composed, and Dan, congratulations to them. But man, what a hard-fought series. This VQ roster, this version of it, has had officially like 1 week of practice. Okay, they played against that eUnited roster who's been locked in for like the past 2 splits. Give VQ some time.
Yep.
2 weeks. That's all they need. The major's coming around the corner, and we will see how they progress. But man, you can't count those boys out. Great series overall, but eUnited made better adjustments in the late game, and they were able to close out map number 3.
Yep, it was that last second push that really came through from eUnited. They played it perfect. They had that one player push up, taking all the damage in the world, immediately getting that second revive. I don't know who it was. It might have been Kenny coming up late with a well-placed flash to really buy the team some time to regenerate some of that health. And then you saw it from there. Bronny went down first, and it was like picking one off after another for eUnited as they slowly but surely won that last round out. So congratulations for eUnited to really show that, you know, they're one of the best teams in the game week after week.
Yeah, week after week, indeed. And they knew that they had their hands full with VQ, but they fight hard. They play like champions here, and they close it out. I'm excited to see. I'm happy to see eUnited as consistent as they are, because I think even if they lost this series, they would have been so disappointed in themselves just because of VQ roster being as new as it is. They would have felt like, hey, we should close this one out. And, you know, it could have definitely hurt their morale a bit in these next few weeks as we head into the major. But so far, so good for your number 1 seeded team. And the Pro League looking hot after 6 days so far. Man, oh, man.
It's definitely something in the books for eUnited. Like you said, looking hot. I think tomorrow is going to be another big test for him. But man, you see
Tomorrow's
the
gonna be a big test for
scoreline
a lot of
5-4, 5-2, 5-3. Man, Vanquish really did look strong on Foundation. It makes me wonder if they put everything they had into that map and really left no real strategy for Harbor. But like I said, you got to give it up to eUnited. All the strategy in the world wouldn't help how accurate, how on point, how great their teamwork really was.
Yeah, no, it really was great. They dominated that last map. They closed it out. But, hey, that's going to do it for our eUnited in VQ series.